No, I gotta be mesmerized by my new mic. Give me a minute.
Okay. Um. All right, time's
You
up.
should, you should entertain the masses while I'm looking at my mic.
No,
Okay,
your time's
whatever.
up.
Just go. Just go. Just go. Ow.
Alrighty. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the Turbo Newscast. It's part 2 time,
Hi.
the internet technology part, and boy, do we have a very special story this week. You know how usually when we mention Apple, it's bad news? Or it's news that makes him go, ah.
So you're telling me that we have a story from Apple that is not bad news?
Well, no, it's not directly from Apple, but it is related to Apple.
I'm not counting it then.
Okay. Well, it is still related to Apple, so I'm counting it. I have my own separate special
I
tally.
am an awful person that does not forgive easily.
Okay.
Especially when you've tortured me for 6 months
You're
with
welcome.
Apple.
Well, yes, we have a special news story this week, and it's only special because I actually really
Because you
cared
like
about this.
jailbreaking.
Yes, the iOS 6 jailbreak has finally launched. And in fact, it has been one of the most popular jailbreaks I've ever seen. With, in 2 days, their website being hit by 5 million visitors. And the jailbroken App Store, Cydia, using, or having 4 million unique devices visiting it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mine is actually included in that tally. Because, well, I'm not gonna lie, and I actually downloaded it and installed it the first day. Because, well, come on, it's been 6 months.
See, mine isn't in that tally because I was sleeping the last week.
Basically, in case you're wondering, what a jailbreak is Apple devices are locked down very hard. Harder than Android devices, perhaps. You can only... You can't change a lot of things. You can't change, like, the theme. You can't change a lot of things that on an Android phone you would actually be able to change. So there's very little you can change. You can change wallpapers, you can change the position of the apps, you can change which apps are installed, and that's pretty much it. App-wise, you can do all the normal media player stuff, but you know, you can't do a lot of things on here. What a jailbreak is it utilizes an exploit in the firmware, and each jailbreak uses a different exploit. That's why they take so long to develop. This one actually was in the works for 6 months.
6 whole months.
Yeah, iOS 6.0 has been out for 6 months, and it just now got a jailbreak.
5 years.
What a jailbreak does is it allows you to do all of those things that you couldn't do before. You can change the themes, you can change pretty much everything. You can remove the clock and everything from the lock screen. You can add rows to the home screen. You can, if you're really wanting to, you can pirate apps from the App Store or from, well, anything. But yeah, it's basically, you can make it more how you want it instead of how Apple says you should want it, how Apple says you get it. Now, you were asking Does it exist for an Android device? Yes, it's called rooting, and it's significantly easier because they don't really care as much. It's significantly easier and thus gets significantly less amounts of press time because, well, it just makes sense.
So Cliff is happy.
Very much so. Yes, my
You have
iPod looks
made
very
his day.
pretty now.
You have made his week.
Yes, so in case you have an Apple device and do know just a tiny bit, because I'm not going to be your tech support and I'm not going to be blamed if you jailbreak your phone and blow up your phone or something. If you are at least a little bit tech savvy or know someone who is tech savvy, hit up the evasion.com site. That's a 0, not an O. EVASI0N.com. And check it out. It's actually one of the simplest jailbreaks I've ever gone through, too.
They
It's
were like, hey, you want to use your get out of jail free card?
Yeah, it's pretty much just hit a button, or plug in your phone, hit a button, wait for the progress bar to stop moving, turn on your phone, hit another button, you're done.
Buttons.
Alright. Well, we're going to move on from surprising Apple news to not surprising Twitter news.
Yay,
Although-
back in my sphere.
Although in one aspect, it is kind of surprising in that it took this long. Twitter has reported, and yes, we're getting this from Twitter's blogs themselves. Twitter has reported a bit of a intrusion to their servers. The attackers may have had access to limited user information, otherwise known as emails, usernames, session tokens, encrypted and salted versions of passwords for about 250,000 users.
Yikes.
Yeah. If your account was one of them, your Twitter account password has been reset. You already will have received an email from them. Yeah, this was on Friday the 1st, so by now you should have received an email from them. So chances are, if you haven't, either A, check your trash, or I mean, check your spam, or B, you don't
You're
really
good.
have to worry about it. But for those of you who were affected, I'm not sure if we even have anyone who was affected in our audience, but if we do, I'm actually kind of surprised.
How many users does Twitter have?
Lots.
So, I mean,
But yes, even
250,000 is probably not...
what?
250,000 is probably not the biggest hit. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's see, just how many active Twitter users are there? 175 million registered users.
That's like 1%. No. Sorry, scratch that. It's like point some decimal number.
And that was about a year, almost 2 years ago. Wow, that's really
So
the most recent data we
probably-
have.
It's probably a lot less than 1%.
Yeah. There's a lot of people using Twitter, we'll just put it that way.
Even I'm not using Twitter, so how do they know?
I am. Just not much.
Well, every time I try to make a Twitter account, it just crashes on me. There's like, fuck you. I'm
Obviously,
like,
Twitter
okay,
doesn't like
I guess
you.
I won't have my Twitter then.
Obviously, they don't like you.
Obviously not. Let's try again. Be like, please, let me have tweets.
So yes, even though less than 1% of the users were potentially affected by the attack, Really, it's kind of just a good idea in general for you to change your password.
You should change your passwords anyways every once in a while.
Yeah.
I rotate mine every 6 months.
Yeah, I just changed my passwords for the VGA site, for my PayPal account. I still haven't gotten around to my email. And something else that I can't remember that prompted me. Steam, that's right.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't really change passwords, I rotate passwords.
I just change passwords because it's honestly easier for me to change passwords because coming up with a password just off the top of my head is easy as fuck. Like right there, that's another password. That's another password. Coming up with another password is easy as fuck. Just that sentence is my password. It's not actually my password. Don't go try and hacking any of my accounts. I just came up with that off the top of my head.
But they're already on it though.
But yes, I have long passwords. My shortest one is actually, unfortunately, terrible by password standards, but for the most of them, they're full-on sentences.
They're easy to remember that way, and they're hard to hack.
Yeah, they're really easy to remember, unless, well, you have different full-on sentences. Unless you just take, like, an essay and you use one sentence per account. You just keep going down the list.
So basically, I can just take all your passwords and make it into an essay, is what you're saying. I kind of want to try doing that.
I kind of want to make that into a thing now.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you do that, you gotta change them all afterwards, because then it's like...
See, if I do that, then I'll just start rotating passwords, because, well...
Yes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of security, Mega, which we reported on last week, Mega, according to Kim.com at least, is quite secure. In fact, it's so secure that he is offering 13.5 grand for the first person to break their system. In case you're wondering, that's $13,580 approximately to the first person that hacks Mega's security. You can't change your password on Mega right now. I didn't know that. Huh.
Well, I guess that'd be a good way to find any security flaws.
Yeah.
Because if you're really that determined, I'm sure some people are trying right now. Because, hey, $13,000. It's not bad.
Yeah, $13K for just hacking. That's a pretty good one.
Snacking. Sorry.
Of course.
I just remember one line from one movie I saw. Apologies.
All right. Well, sorry. Let's move on.
Let us continue. That is a large number.
Let's move on to something else mega. Not mega the site,
Different sense.
but mega in a different sense, yes.
Why would you care at that point anyways?
The largest prime number yet has been discovered. And in case you're wondering what you're looking at here, this is the first bit of the number.
How large is the number?
The number is actually more than 17 million digits long.
Who cares at that point?
It's actually big enough that that the text file containing just the number is 22 megabytes.
text file.
Text
Like
file.
.text.
.txt. If I remember correctly, .txt. Let's see.
Just to put that in comparison, like my largest TXT file is like 13K.
Yeah. It's massive.
That is a really large number.
Yeah. In case you're wondering what the number is, it's 2 to the power of 57,885,161 minus 1. Which is 2 multiplied by itself more than 57 million times minus 1, if you forgot how powers work.
Can I try that on my calculator?
I would recommend you don't unless you feel like having your calculator stab you in the balls.
How about the computer's calculator? Will it just give me an error?
Your computer will just punch you.
Well, let's see if I go offline here. Let's see, 2... I don't think this thing has to the power of...
I really wouldn't recommend it, seeing as according to the Great Internet Mersenne Prime search, it took 39 days of non-stop computing to prove that number is indeed prime.
Well, my computer doesn't need to figure out if it's prime or not. It just needs to find out if it...
What the number is.
Yeah.
There is an easier way to figure out if that's a number. You just click the link.
No, I just want to see if my calculator can handle it. Just calm down. I'm not going to be able to figure this out because my calculator doesn't have it to the power of thing. Oh well.
And they weren't just doing this for shiggles.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, each prime number that you find gets you $3,000 from the Great Internet Mersenne Prime search. Or at least each Mersenne prime number, I believe.
So
gets you 3,000
bucks.
Yeah, and this isn't even the first number that this specific group has found one. This is their third prime number that they've discovered.
This is basically their income. Is finding prime numbers. Isn't that a weird way to make an income?
There's also another prize out. It's 15 grand for finding the first 1 billion plus prime digit number. Or prime number.
They're on their way.
1 billion plus digit prime number. There we go.
Okay, but why does this matter at all to anyone?
Why does this matter?
Are we ever going to use this number for anything?
Well, no. Well, maybe, but, well, probably not.
You're not a scientist. You have no idea.
But no. What relevance does this have? Probably none. It is useful in cryptography, but it's not like we're running out of prime numbers anytime soon.
I'm the professional prime number finder.
But even according to Jordan Ellenberg, the professor of mathematics at University of Wisconsin, according to him even, in some ways this is more of a triumph of engineering than a triumph of mathematics, because it really shows that modern computers are actually powerful and fast enough to run calculations like this.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the next
Because really, you wouldn't be able to find what 2 to the 57,885,161st minus 1 is, and then figure out if that's a prime factor.
I can certainly try. Let's go.
Oh, so I was actually wrong about the 1 billion digit prize. You actually get $250,000 for finding a 1 billion digit number. Prime number.
My calculator can't handle that, Cliff.
No. My
I'm not winning the
computer.
prize.
My computer can't handle that.
We should connect our computers together, Cliff.
No.
And we'll win the prize. because we're awesomely smart like that. I'm pretty sure that if a political science person can't do it, then no one can.
I'm pretty sure that if a political science person can't do it, that's par for the course.
You have no faith.
Just about.
Invalid input. It's just like, fuck that. I'm done with this.
Alright. Well, we're gonna move on to something else absurdly big. Don't you love how
Resolution.
what transitions I've got this week? I've actually got transitions.
Just large things.
Yes, we're gonna move on to something absurdly big. The Nexus 10. Yes, Google's Nexus 10 enables 2560 by 1600 on a 10-inch display. That is officially too many goddamn pixels.
That's insane.
You can scale it up to maybe one more, and then it won't matter anymore. Because we literally wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You have gotten to the point where I literally need to crack out the magnifying glass just to see the pixels.
I mean, that's like an inch, right? So
Yeah.
on that inch, it's like 256 pixels by 160. It's insane.
Per square inch, it's 256 pixels by 160 pixels.
It's insane.
Yes. That means 1 square inch of this is actually equivalent to some much older displays.
So like the huge hunk of junk I have back there.
Yeah, that's... You could fit like an Apple II in each square inch.
You know what's funny is that in 5 years we'll be laughing at this.
I I know.
Like, only 1600? Come on now.
And yes, before you get on me, I know Apple II displays were bigger than 256 by 160.
Be kind of hilarious to do.
Yeah, I would.
Well, that was ginormously huge.
Yeah, and I find it kind of funny
Of course you do.
that they ask in the headline, is 2560 by 1600 enough? I can safely say, yes! Yes, it is!
I don't know about that, Cliff. I mean, yeah, I can see every atom on someone's face while watching a video. But is it really enough?
When your tablet is more high definition than my eyes, you can stop!
Because you can't see it anymore anyways.
It doesn't matter to me anymore.
Isn't there a point where it just becomes useless to add more resolution anyways?
Yes, because it blurs together. Your eyes can only see so high def.
And then you're just... Don't you have to... Doesn't more resolution equal more resources? So it's just
Yes,
a waste
that as
of
well.
resources
Mm-hmm.
at some point. Unless you're like catering to some weird alien species that has amazing eyes.
Yeah, at some point, we have to stop working on the graphics and start working on the rest of the goddamn thing.
And then give us Google Fiber.
And then give us Google... No, Google Fiber first, then work on the rest of it. You can have your 5 billion by 48,000 10-inch tablet. Just give me Google Fiber.
5 billion by 4... What kind of...
I don't know.
What screen are you looking at?
Remember that tablet we had a while back that you had to sit on a chair and plug it into a power brick to use? That.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I have the best high definition chalkboard of all time.
Oh, alright. Well, next up. This one's just kind of fun. Typing these 8 characters will crash almost any app on your Mountain Lion Mac. And in case you're wondering which characters, file : // So that's FILE : ///. And if you type that into almost any app on your Mac, it will crash.
It'll degrade your Mac into little bits.
Yeah, it's,
So why does it do that?
I can't remember. All I know is
You're my
that it's
tech
hilarious.
support.
Fuck you, I'm not Apple tech support. I will not support Macs.
You're my Apple Map support, though. Where am I? You're in Norway.
If by Apple Maps support you mean Apple Maps is telling me to run into that tree, should I do it? No. Okay, yes. Anything worse than that? No.
You are in Norway right now. I still want that app that tells you where Apple Maps thinks you are. Because that's hilarious.
Alright, so what...
It divides by 0.
What is it that it does?
It divides by 0, obviously.
Well, in case you were wondering how to fix it, you go to System Preferences, Language and Text, then Text, and uncheck Correct Spelling Automatically, and use Symbol and Text Substitution.
That is a long list of things to do if you do that.
It's 4 instructions.
That is a long list of things to do if you do that.
Okay.
But if you don't realize I have the attention span of, like, a dead fly... doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
I tried. What are things that have the shortest attention spans? Like, dodos? Children? Children on dodos? Goldfish? Dodos eating goldfish while riding children? Wait, the other way around. Children riding dodos while eating goldfish. But the dodos are eating the gold. I don't know.
I love the,
I'm buying you time here.
I know, I'm loving the similes in here. Yes, Google, I am still here. Thank you for asking. Thank you for caring. Nice to know you do. I'm loving the similes in this post. It's like the friggin' 5-point exploding heart technique for Max.
Indeed.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Yawn.
I can't quite tell why it does that now. Nope. Can't tell.
Hey, Google, I'm still here.
Alright. So, since I can't tell, and since that was entirely a pointless waste of time, let's move on.
So what?
To China, obviously. Come on, where else are you gonna go after Mac?
Alright, checkmate. You won that one.
Alright, let's go to China.
Oh god, the formatting on this page.
Yeah, sorry about that. Not my fault. U.S. manufacturing jobs are actually leaving China and returning to robots in the United States. So, well, we're not exactly getting them back, but at least they're coming back to the United States.
We're getting them back in smaller quantities than we outsource them.
Yeah. But they're coming back.
Well, some of them.
Some of them.
This is a very slow process, Cliff.
Yes. I recognize that. It's still good news, but yes. We'll put it this way, like we always do with Section 3 stories.
That's because
It's a start.
China is starting to be like, hey, give us more money. And they're like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
Back to U.S. Make robots.
Mm-hmm.
Can they make RoboCop now?
No.
Oh. But he was awesome.
No.
Okay. Can they make Judge Dredd?
No.
But he was the law.
Law!
Why are we on this topic anyway?
Your fault, not mine.
I told you, Tim is made of a dead fly.
What?
Yes.
Well,
Well, that was a quick blurb.
yeah, it was just a little bit of a blurb, just like this next one, but this one's an entertaining as hell blurb.
Okay.
Just because, well...
This is the autoplay one, isn't it?
Yes, this is the
Gotta
autoplay
be
one.
like all my stops.
At least,
Whenever it loads.
I'm not sure if it is autoplay, that's the thing.
It is.
Okay. Good to know. Well, some of you might have seen this, some of you might not. North Korea, who were poised to conduct another nuclear test any day now, posted a video on YouTube. Now, it starts out like a very crap animation, like you would normally expect from something like that. And I'm going to show you a little bit of it, but just for commentary purposes, I'm not going to show the entire thing because, well, it's 3 minutes long. In case you're wondering, the relevant part is just past 2 minutes. So you can skip to it before we get to it. Now it starts out with a dream sequence, with a young man flying on a space shuttle, flying around the planet, kind of symbolizing togetherness of the planet and how the whole world has joined together for some reason. And, well, not the whole world. And, Xela, I'm going to mute you for just a second, just so I don't have to worry about the audio.
Okay.
Give it a minute. Come on. Okay, you are muted. Okay, so, well, it starts out like, well, I guess you would expect. I don't know what you'd expect. But, then you get to a little bit past 2 minutes. We're going to start at the 2 minute mark because, well, I can't be arsed to actually find the 2 minute 10 mark. Then you get to the United States. Now, some of you more apt of viewers might think you recognize that footage. And, in fact, you do. Yes, in fact, that is actual footage from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. or Call of Duty... Yeah, no. Modern Warfare 3, sorry. Yes, that is actually footage from Modern Warfare 3, and in fact, the video has been taken down from YouTube due to a copyright claim from Activision. Yes, I never said the DMCA was completely terrible, because it is awesome for hilarious moments like this. Yeah, that, I can't help but chuckle at that.
Huh. Am I back?
Yeah, you've been back. It was just so I could
Oh,
mute the
okay.
video. Sorry. I...
Not only that, but they're using a popular song too.
Yeah, they were. In case you were wondering why I had to worry about the audio so much, they were using a piano version of "We Are the World" for some bizarre reason.
They're getting sued for that too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was
That's beautiful.
kind of special.
Oh, I feel so satisfied for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
That's terrible too, because the
Uh-huh.
footage is Call of Duty. And
Yeah. And you can tell too. It's just it looks like it came straight out of a video game.
it's it's even better than their own animation.
Yeah, it is.
Like, hey, Call of Duty, you're doing better than North Korea's animation. Good job.
Yeah, Tim, don't worry. They did kind of rake in $1 billion in like 15 days or however the fuck however long it took. It's not like you would have been the only one to recognize footage from one of the most popular games in the world.
I just barely recognized it.
I've never played the game, so I wouldn't know. I had to be told.
So I recognized it, but you did not.
Yep. Alright, well, what do you think? Good way to close out the part 2?
It would have been better if they like used footage from like Trine 2 or something.
Just something completely unrelated to anything that
would've been-
actually makes
but it would have been
sense.
so beautiful because that game is beautiful.
It really would have. Just footage from like the Spore Creature creator.
Portal.
Uh-huh. Oh god.
You find out that Xela is actually a North Korean trapped inside of a North Korean facility.
Alright, well, we will be right back after this quick break with the final bit
Part
of
Section
Section 1. We'll see you then.